Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come to you live from our comfy couch here on the outskirts of the internet as Discord snaps in half. Oh boy, you probably can't understand me.
Oh no, it's coming through enough. It's just broken up very, very much so.
Okay, it's the Gaming Saloon reviews for April 12th, 2020 with your host, FaceBreaker2448 and Wrap It Up Salon.
I don't know why Discord just decided to all of a sudden go bleh.
Yeah.
But that
also,
happened.
Out of curiosity, you remember when we started watching Ghost?
Kind of, yeah.
Was it in 2020? I assume it isn't. It would be in 2020.
I believe it was. I think I'm wanting to say it was like in either the end of January or maybe the beginning of February.
Okay. Because I just thought of something. We could make all the 2020 jokes with this show because it's all about eyes and stuff. For reference, we didn't plan that.
To be fair, you're right. And no, that was not planned.
But yeah, folks, it's the July-August batch of episodes. It's 41 through 45. It's the first of two halves of the end of this goddamn show we've been watching for so many weeks that I am so exhausted of.
I will be glad when it's over. Not gonna lie.
It has been a slow crawl in realization of, oh god, this is why I quit watching this show so close to the end, because I was so goddamn done. So, how do you feel going into this?
Like, in all seriousness, my sentiments for this show has kind of just been that now.
But the thing is, it's own.
I don't regret dropping it now. At all.
But think, after this, it's only 5 more episodes. 4 of which have anything to do with the main plot of this series.
Oh, that's not good.
Because the 5th one
I'm saying that's not good to what just happened.
Oh. Oh no, what happened?
The power went out just enough for my lights to kick off, but nothing else. I'm like, uh-oh.
That's not good.
So this will be interesting.
By the way, you say that, and now mine just did that.
Yay.
It's traveling! Ugh, fucking hell.
Yay.
God, I'm so done with the show. I want to be done. So if these recaps seem faster than normal, don't mind me. I'm just kind of like wanting to blow through these episodes because it's 5 fucking episodes of a series that I'm just tapping out on, and I'm going to keep tapping until we're done.
Like, at this point, it's a case of we've made it farther than a lot of the other shows. We've kind of been at the point, so might as well.
We have made it further than we did with Kabuto.
Well, I mean, we did that after, what, like the 5th episode?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was Kabuto, and we kind of can't compare much to it. Because I don't really think there's anything to compare to it.
No, not really. I just feel bad now every time I'm just like, God, I don't like Kabuto. And then knowing I follow people that Kabuto is their introduction into this franchise, and I'm just like, oh God, everything I slay is blasphemous to you, isn't it?
I mean, if people want to like it, fine. By no means am I going to say that I will, one, give it a second chance, or two, ever like it. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
If someone out there feels like they like it, then fine. I guess I'm glad for them.
It just feels like anytime I see someone be like, Double is garbage, and I'm like, excuse me? Can you explain that one? I would like to hear your reasons why. Not that I'm going to argue with it over it, but I'm just gonna, I just like to know. Alright, so shall we get rolling on these?
I mean, I guess.
Alright, we kick things off with episode 41, Upheaval, the Magistrate's Decision. It's nighttime at the temple as our team is thinking about the deadline. Because, remember, we're still on a 99-day time limit.
For
Maybe.
Reasons.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the things about that later.
I now... After watching this match, I'm like, yeah, there is no reason why we should have this time limit. This was stupid.
Yep.
This was completely stupid.
Yep. Takaru is thinking about his fancy new powers of turning into light and talking and seeing people's memories, and his mom talking to him. I'm just gonna spoil that outright. It's his mom.
I kind of figured. I was actually more surprised the show didn't try to address that point.
No, we gotta be busy doing other stuff.
It's like, come on, that is clearly, we all know what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it when a show ignores its own plot points. Because reasons.
So we check in with Not Sage. He wants to stop Adele because he doesn't want Adele to ruin his perfect world, which he's going to say later is not a perfect world. So I don't know what you were talking about to start with. I think is Not Sage just wants Adele to not make the same mistakes that his father made, except worse.
I almost feel like Not Sage kind of wants to be the one to pull the trigger on some of the stupid stuff himself. But he just doesn't want to.
I don't wanna. That means I get to be the villain, and I don't want to be the villain.
Like he doesn't want to commit to anything. Much like the show sometimes.
More or less. So Akari's working on stuff, and she wants to talk to Sage, and she's going to get violent over it. I want her to slap the shit out of him. Unfortunately, we're going to be denied that.
Yeah.
Damn you, show. Damn you. We also see Makoto fight Makoto some more, because don't you love this repetition of fight scenes over and over and over and over and over again with no progress and no change?
You know it.
But back at the temple, everybody's worried about Makoto because he left without telling anyone, because that's just his character now. It's just he leaves to go fight Makoto in a quick fight scene and be done. But they are called downstairs by Urisin because Urisin wants them to stop Akari from slapping the shit out of Sage for all the bullshit he's pulled.
Meanwhile, everyone that's watching the show is like, do it.
Do it. God's sakes, please.
As many times as you've slapped Igor, he deserves it.
Yes. Which is 4 times, thankfully, because the show will count it this time. Gives us a count. Although he does say 5 at first. He's like, Oh, right, no, Allie slapped me once, so it's 4 from you. This is when Beethoven has to possess a Kyrie so he can chime in for a little bit about rage and raging against destiny and fate and all that bullshit. Because that's what Beethoven's about.
All that rage.
Yeah, but this gives Sage a chance to run, so thanks, Beethoven. You took away the one fun thing I was looking forward to in this episode for a hot minute. Thanks.
The one fun thing in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally, I feel like that might can be what it can get summarized to.
Makoto's back at this point, but he heads out, and then Alan tries to talk to him about stuff. I don't remember what they were talking about. It's 5 episodes. Even I am just like, oh god, I'm not even bothering recapping some of this stuff. But Makoto calls into Not Sage for advice, and all he pretty much says is Takaru is the key. And as it says in my notes, which is just a yeah, that got said a lot. And as soon as I heard that, I'm just like, Argh! The show and its repeating of phrases to make it seem like we know what the fuck we're doing. Driving me up the goddamn wall. But at this point, apparently Kairi has figured out how the gamma icons work in conjunction with the pods, which is more or less, we shove a person's soul into a gamma icon, and then we shove the person's body into a pod so the body doesn't decay without a soul. And thus we've solved the problem of death. Right? Like that's fine, right?
Because, I mean, that's how you solve all death.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem we've got right now. We just need to shove everyone in pods and then it's over.
Yeah. So, Makoto and Alan are trying to head to Gamma World to help Not Sage, I guess, stop Adele before he pulls something. I see you did. Okay. Let's say up, and went down again. Discord, stay with me. But they are stopped immediately, so they're out of the upcoming fight scene. This is when Adele tries to interface with the Great Eye using his thorn tentacle things, because that's how you interface with the Great Eye, I guess.
Sounds good.
Yep. But Not Sage tackles him through a portal. Because, by the way, he is one of the Genma Ultimas, except it's a black one instead of a white one, because I don't know why. He just is. This suit doesn't last long. So they fight for a bit, and Not Sage gets his ass handed to him, and I'm happy. That fight makes me happy. Because it's just Sage getting his ass handed to him. That's when our writers show up, and Adele just fucks off because he doesn't want to be here. So they end up taking Not Sage back to the temple to talk, and everyone's just like, "But you look like Sage," and he's just like, "Meh." And no one pieces it together. It's like Sage and Not Sage are the same person, which is so fucking stupid. Especially when they are right here together! Or they've seen both people in the same room now. It's just like, But at this point, he brings everybody up to speed on the Great Eye being this... this great intelligent alien thing, I think. I forget what he described it as. Do you remember what Sage described the Great Eye as?
Not exactly, but basically it's this god figure that they have.
More or less. This is when Adele tries to interface with the Great Eye again, and he fails because he is not at his. He cannot be final boss yet, even though he will not be final boss. He gets to be sub boss to the final boss. And then we find out that yes, Not Sage created the Genmisers to make sure people didn't fuck with the Great Eye. But you know that didn't work. They kind of grew intelligent and decided to be assholes. And then Adele and Igor pulled their shit. So now he's kind of out of moves. Bravo, Not Sage. Bravo. You are so bad at your job. At this point, Takaru senses Adele, because that's a thing he can do for most of these 5 episodes, except when he doesn't. Because isn't there one point he doesn't sense Adele, even though Adele just showed up?
Yep. Because
okay.
he actually gets told that Adele shows up.
I was about to say, there's one time where you don't sense him for some stupid reason, even though that is literally a power you have now.
And my thing is he actually sensing Adele, or is he sensing the Genmisers?
I think he's supposed to be sensing the Genmisers, but since all the Genmisers are connected to Adele now, what's the difference?
Well, the reason I kind of get to that point is because of the fact of every time that Takaru senses him, he always makes the comment of, he's back, or he's here, and it's like, who's to say he couldn't have just sent a Genmiser? Why do we specifically know it's him?
Yeah. So yeah, we now have an all-out brawl between Adele and our riders, and then Makoto shows up to pipe in, and then the Genmisers fight, and more or less it all ends up everyone just kind of like takes the job of Takaru for this fight because Takaru needs to solo all this next episode. But that's where we end the proper episode. But we still got movie episode 3, where we see various heroic heroes as not icons, but just regular people just hanging around a town until Argos says, "Go get me some icons" to his not Sentai team of Necroms that are red, blue, and yellow. Which takes us to episode 42, Astonishing Hermit's Truth. Alan ends up evacuating everyone from the fight because everyone takes the job, including Takaru, eventually. So he has to use Sanzo to get everybody out. So this fight's done for the moment. So everyone regroups at the temple to figure out their next move. And this is when we find out, oh yeah, the Deep Spectre icon uses a part of the Genmiser's powers. That sounds like a bad idea.
Yep.
Why would you...
Reasons.
I know.
And basically this whole show revolves around reasons. And sometimes that's annoying.
Yeah. So, Not Sage speculates that Makoto and the Genmisers and all this are connected to it means they're all connected, including Makoto, somehow, even though he doesn't know how. I'm going to find that incredibly stupid when we get to Respectre. Or Rebirth Spectre. Because we're going to find out why there are multiple Makoto clones there instead of the series.
Where, they're actually relevant.
Yep.
Because that's how that is exactly how you write a show.
Yep. So Takaru senses Adele once more and goes out to fight him with Alan. We get some more brawling and stuff, but Alan has to be put on the shelf because he takes the job after he tries his fancy Sanzo finisher and it fails. So he's done for the episode. And after Takaru gets knocked back, Not Sage has to step in, take the hit for the pair of them, and get them out of the fight through a portal, which I guess he could just pop portals wherever he wants, to wherever he wants. I assume that's just a power he has. But his icon ends up breaking, so he's sent back to respawn. At this point, Takaru wakes up in the basement, where Akari and the others have brought him and Alan to heal up. And this is when Not Sage arrives in Sage's clothing, revealing that the two are the same person. You know, a thing you could have guessed fucking months ago at this point in the series.
And also revealing that Urisa knew.
Yes. By the way, you're gonna probably be very upset about who Urison is. Because I remembered recently who Urison is. You might be upset about that because it's incredibly dumb. Anyway, this is when we cut over to Dale real quick because he continues to not be able to access the Great Icon, or the Great Eye. Oh, I said Great Icon. It's not an icon. We're not dealing with large icons until next week. That's next week, not this week. The Great Eye. As once more, he's not ready for it. Alia tries to turn him face, but he refuses because fuck you, I am villain. I am villain for the rest of the show. And this is when Sage more or less reveals, oh yeah, that first 99-day time limit, I could have brought Takaru back at any point.
Basically, oops. What a dick.
Yep. Also, I have no idea what's happened to Takaru since then, so... I don't know how to save him. Outside of just use the Great Eye and fix this. So yeah, Sage is an asshole. 100% asshole. And everyone proceeds to rip his ass apart for this. Except for Takaru, because apparently rage is a foreign concept to him.
Apparently.
Also, he didn't realize everyone cared about him that much. Takaru, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
I'm starting to realize why I like Takaru better in the crossovers after his show, because he's written like a goddamn human being.
Which like is ironic, because that's kind of supposed to be his thing in his show.
Yes. But anyway, he more or less gets everybody to just not hate each other, or I guess gets everyone to not hate Sage anymore, and for us to move on because we got bigger problems to deal with. So this gives him the connect with Beethoven, so that's a connection done, and Sage is on board full time as Sage instead of as not Sage. Yay! So Takaru and Adele face off one more time in this episode. I must specify that because we're not done fighting him yet. Oh god, no, we are not. So they face off. Takaru more or less obliterates more Genmisers, putting Adele down to 3 Genmisers for now. And one last good old rider kick drops Adele out of his monster form. And he tries to get him to make a face turn, like his father did with Sage, because we get intercuts of how Ryu met Sage, which is more or less Sage just showed up in the basement wanting a fight. Ryu fought him with Musashi and beat him and won him over to his side. With no rider forms, mind you, with just regular swords.
Which sounds about like something Takaru would attempt.
Yes, with just regular swords, mind you. No rider form or anything. And not Sage was in his Ultima form. So I guess his Ultima form sucks.
Apparently. That's why it's a black Ultima form.
More or less. It's unfortunately a garbage defect one that he just has because the white ones are the proper ones. So Adele refuses because fuck you. I am full heal. And when he goes back to his little room with the great eye and stuff, he just rips his own icon out and destroys it, sending him back to respawn. Because apparently that prevented him from accessing the great eye, was being in an icon. So now that he'll be human, he can access the great eye. Which is the end of the proper episode, which takes us to movie episode 4, where Takaru dreams of going to Icon World, which is just a giant icon because... Look, we're not getting creative here. It's literally just a giant icon floating in the sky. Or floating in space. And he ends up meeting his evil twin, Takarude, for a hot second, and that wakes him up from his dream. And then Argus sends out the Necrom Sentai to go start the movie. Because, by the way, this is when the movie starts. Because you'll notice a distinct skip in days in the next episode. A very hard skip in days. But how'd you feel about this two-parter? Because I guess this counts as a two-parter.
This is a two-parter? It's like, Yeah. I mean, it does good on telling everyone the stuff they should have already knew.
Yep.
Because literally that's about the only use out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this set a bad taste for me for these episodes of just like, oh my god, Takaru fighting Adele so many times. Oh god, I don't care. Oh god, Adele, you suck as a villain. You literally suck. I don't even have the care to hate you like I hate Guy.
And don't forget, Takaru's the key.
Oh god. I was about to say, Frey and Freya don't show up yet. I was about to say, Frey and Freya show up randomly as well, in case you've missed those Say Rider specials and their appearance. But that's later. We'll get to there. But anything else?
No.
Alright, let's kick off with episode 43, Connect Genius Juvenile. There are now 5 days left because movie events means we have 5 days left, so more or less now till the end of episode 49, it's 5 days. Just roll with it, folks. Dell has been reborn in the Great Eye, so he's now in final boss territory. And he is also nude. Because I guess he took off all of his clothes before he connected with the Great Eye. I don't know why. I don't think you need to do that. I think Takaru, when he connected with the Great Eye after doing the whole 15 icons thing, had his clothes on. I don't think you need to do that, Adele. Anyway, we cut to the group. They're having a chat next to Ryu's grave because that's what you do when you get a new member of the team, is you go visit Ryu.
Yep.
we cut away to see that some kid has gone super genius and he's writing a bunch of equations and shit, and he's singing some weird song and being weird. Because I think he's also like sipping on a bottle of honey for like no reason. Also, this has connections to Igor and the Demia Project, which, in case you've forgotten, Demia Project is an important plot point that's been in the background for like half a dozen plus episodes of Ghost. And we've done nothing with it. So now we have to do everything with it. We check in over Kairi as she's doing some analysis on Makoto and Alan's stuff. For reasons? I didn't catch a reason why.
I didn't either.
Like, I know she's scanning the Deep Spectre icon, but why is she scanning the Necron brace outside of trying to get them into the Gemma world so they can go blow up Adele? But we cut over to Alan, who now has complete control of the Great Eye's power. And also, he apparently doesn't mind being nude because he just goes and sits on his throne, bare-ass naked. And Igor just walks up casually, just like, hey, I'm here to take orders. While you have no pants. Just showing your junk to everybody. Just like, are you okay? Are you just okay with this? Like, are you not even, like, shocked or surprised that Adele has just sat on his throne with wearing nothing? And it's very much not hiding anything. It just felt so weird because I'm just like, Igor, react to this! Like, Alia at least looks kind of shocked by this. I'm just like, what the fuck has happened? But she gets no lines because Alia is not important. Anyway, we find out the Demia Project is on track because, of course, it has. They haven't done anything to fucking stop it, so.
Nor will they.
Yeah. This is when Sage tells Sakura to more or less just figure things out about Makoto, because I have no idea what's going on. I am practically useless in the show now, so have fun. Which I love, because apparently they're wanting to sideline Inari, and I'm like, Sage, you're fucking useless in this situation. You have nothing to provide anymore. Literally. You have literally told us you have no more moves. You are literally useless. Go meditate in the corner with Inari. At least I could enjoy Inari slapping you around for not meditating properly. This is when the mom of the kid drops by, asking for assistance, so Takara and Inari head out to investigate. They check into the kid. He continues to be weird. He's too smart for his age because he's writing all sorts of these complex equations just all over the place, on his bed, on a soccer ball, on paper, just wherever.
On his posters.
Yeah. To give you an idea of the complexity of these equations, some of them look like some engineering stuff I had to deal with, which can be complicated. And bear in mind, engineering is meant to be the, look, we just want the simplest form of equation so we could just solve shit. Like, we don't care. As I was literally told by a teacher, as an engineer, all you want is the thing that gives you the thing you need. That's it. You don't want complicated equations. You just want the simplest form of the equation to give you an answer. Am I still here?
Yep, you are.
Okay. I was about to say, the power flashed enough to turn off my TV.
Oh.
And I was like, oh boy. And this is when we find out that apparently other people are being affected by this in the same way, because as we'll soon find out, they all got the Demia Project, which is apparently contact lens internet. It is contact lenses that connect you to the internet to give you all sorts of information and make you smart. Because that's how the internet works. What the fuck are they hooked up to make them smart?
Good question, actually.
Like, what are they legitimately hooked up to besides the nebulous server that connects them all? But as we find out, apparently all these people use the beta version of Deep Connect's contact lens internet, which I thought for a second they said that the beta people were 50 million users. That's wrong. That's how many people currently have the retail version of it, not the beta version.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have the beta version. I don't think they specify a number.
I don't think they know how many.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah. They try to contact Bills about it, but he plays dumb because remember, he's possessed. We know he's possessed. Takaru still hasn't done the whole eye symbol thing on him to check to make sure he's not possessed. Which is going to be stupid here in like 20 minutes.
Yep. When, Alan actually does it.
Who told Alan
I'm just
that
gonna
works?
Say it.
Who told Alan that's how you do it? Who taught him that?
I feel like he didn't have to be taught, that he already knew that could happen.
Then why has he never used it?
I mean, it's not called Kamen Rider Necrom, it's called Kamen Rider Ghost. It's not his job.
Why can't this be Kamen Rider Necrom, to be honest?
Because that would be a better show. You know I'm right. That's what's bad. I bet Discord broke. Did it? Yay. Is that better now? Oh, I bet that wasn't Discord breaking then.